Good evening and welcome to the Connecticut Department of Transportation virtual public information meeting for Project 165509 for the rehabilitation of the Dexter Coffin Bridge, Bridge 00454, carrying I-91 over the Connecticut River in the towns of East Windsor and Windsor Locks. To find more information about the project, please visit the project webpage shown, portal.ct.gov/DOT Windsor Locks, East Windsor, 165-509. My name is Mazian Maziani, and I'm the project engineer for the project being presented this evening. Thank you all for taking the time to participate in this meeting, and we hope by the end of this meeting, you will have a good understanding of the work being proposed under this project. On March 8, 2021, our project team presented this project to both towns of East Windsor and Windsor Locks representatives. Along with the details specific to the bridge, we discussed the proposed construction stages and the project schedule, which we will present once again here to you here tonight. This project will be funded by federal and state funds. No town funds are required. The project was well received by the town's representatives present on that meeting. First, I want to introduce the project team. Bart Sweeney, Manager of Bridges, Connecticut DOT. Tim Fields, Principal Engineer, Connecticut DOT. Swati Lamotti, Project Manager, Connecticut DOT. Myself, Mazian Maziani, Project Engineer, Connecticut DOT. Ryan Cooley, Project Manager with CHA. Jen Pixley, Structural Engineer with CHA. Jeff LeMay, Highway Engineer with CHA. The Title 6 of the Civil Rights Act can be found in the link below. Portal.ct.gov/DOT/business/contract-vi-page. The Connecticut DOT is committed to ensure that no person shall, on the basis of race, color, national origin, be excluded from participating or subject to discrimination under this project. Following this formal presentation, the project team will host a question and answer session during which time you will have an opportunity to ask the project team questions or provide comments regarding the proposed project. The project is in the preliminary design phase, so therefore, some of the final detail may be different from what is being shown here tonight. However, this presentation will give you a good overview of what to expect. Your comments and questions are welcome as they serve us in the development of our design. During the Q&A session that will follow this formal presentation, you will have 3 ways to communicate with the project team. You can send us an email, you can call us and leave us a voicemail, or you can live chat if you are using the Microsoft Teams to join this meeting. The project email, phone, and chat will be screened by the project team during the Q&A session, and the questions will be posted on the MS Teams chat window. If you're using MS Teams, you can access it by clicking on the Featured tab on the live event Q&A chat window. During the Q&A, I will read all submitted questions aloud for our team to answer. You can send us questions at any time during this live event. However, we will only answer all those questions during the Q&A session. So to send us your questions, you can send us an email to DOTROJECT165-509@ct.gov or call the number below 860-944-1111. You can also use the MS Teams chat window to send us your questions. Please note that the question period is open until May 23rd. So if you have additional questions after tonight's event, you can call or email. The MS Team chat window will not be available after tonight's meeting. Ryan Cooley from CHA will take us through the formal presentation. Thank you for your patience.
Good evening. My name is Ryan Cooley from CHA Companies, and I will be presenting the technical portion of this presentation. Bridge number 00454, also known as the Dexter Coffin Bridge, carries both northbound and southbound lanes of Interstate I-91 over the Connecticut River in the towns of Windsor Locks and East Windsor. In addition to the Connecticut River, the bridge spans Route 159 in the Amtrak line in Windsor Locks, as well as South Water Street in East Windsor. The Dexter Coffin Bridge is a 12-span structure. The first 3 spans on the Windsor Lock side and the final span on the East Windsor side are simple spans. Spans 3 through 6 and 7 through 10 are continuous spans. A little history of this bridge. The bridge was originally built in 1959 and rehabilitated in 1991. This rehab consisted of a complete deck replacement and a bridge widening. In 2017, the bridge joints were replaced, and in 2019, the bridge had a partial depth resurfacing of the pavement. The bridge is not posted for any weight restrictions currently. As you can see from this typical section, the bridge carries 4 lanes of traffic in each direction with a curb-to-curb width of 66 feet. You can also see from the section view that the interior 10 beams are the original riveted plate girders from 1959, and the exterior 3 beams per bound are the new welded plate girders installed during the 1991 widening. Next, several slides are based on the most recent bridge inspection report from September 2019. I think it is important to give an overview of the meaning of the bridge rating system. Each individual element of the bridge is rated on a scale of 1 to 9, a rating of 1 being a state of imminent failure and a rating of 9 being excellent condition. A typical in-service condition bridge showing minimal deterioration will generally rate as 6 for satisfactory or a 7 for good. A rating of 4 is considered poor and initiates the need for replacement or major rehabilitation. As a reminder, this is a preservation project. The goal is to keep the bridge from dropping below a rating of 5 for any element on the bridge. The slide shown on screen is for the inspection of the bridge deck element. As you can see from the rating summary table, the underside of the deck and the bituminous wearing surfaces are in good condition. Since visual inspection of the top of the concrete deck is not possible with the pavement on the bridge, we performed ground penetrating radar scans and concrete coring of the deck, which did reveal a need for patching of the top of the deck. From this slide, you can see the existing approaches tend to be in good condition as well. One item to note is the settlement of the approach barriers, which we'll be looking into addressing as part of this project. As you can see from these photos, the existing steel is rated as fair. One of the main reasons for this project will be addressing the failing paint system, steel deterioration, and frozen bridge bearings. Steel girder deterioration includes pack rust, section loss, crack welds, pitting, and laminated rust. This slide outlines the substructure elements, or the concrete piers and abutments holding up the bridge beams and deck, which exhibit areas of fine vertical and horizontal cracks, map cracking, hollow areas, and spalls. Overall, the concrete substructure is in good condition. The inspection of the channel found isolated areas where the pier footings appear to be exposed along a portion of the north face and east face. No significant erosion along the channel embankments was noted, and there is no apparent change to the channel orientation in this area. Timber debris is present around the piers. Overall, the channel is in good condition. This slide shows the purpose and needs statement for this project. The purpose of the project is to upgrade the integrity of the bridge structural elements to a state of good repair to meet current design standards. The need for this project is to prevent the rating of the structural steel from dropping from a rating of 5 to a rating of 4. The bridge work is intended to extend the service life of the structure. Since this is a preservation project, the focus will be on elements that need immediate attention. This is a general list of the major items that will be repaired as part of this project. This consists of bearing replacements, structural steel strengthening and repair, steel painting, concrete patching, sign support replacement, and improvements to the light standards. Over the next several slides, we will get into a little bit more detail on the repair work for each major element that will be part of this project. As you can see from the photos on this slide, the existing light poles are too close to the curb line and have been damaged by snowplows in the past. The goal will be to create mounts to offset the light poles on the bridge further from the curb line to avoid any future damage. The bridge bearings are devices support the bridge beams and allow for movement in the bridge due to thermal forces as well as rotations from vehicular traffic. Several of the bearings are rated in fair condition and are noted as misaligned or frozen. The goal of this project will be to replace the existing expansion bearings and clean and paint fixed bearings. On this slide, we are giving an overview of the various steel repairs we will be looking into during final design. Overall, the bridge steel beams that make up the superstructure are showing their age, and this is a list of the various elements to be repaired. CHA will be looking into various methods to repair these beams, ranging from adding steel plates to investigating encasements of the beams to stop the deterioration and strengthen them. In addition to general steel repairs to the bridge to bring it back to a state of good repair, steel strengthening will be performed to bring the structure up to current code standards for various permit vehicles. CHA will investigate a state-of-the-art repair, which I mentioned briefly on the previous slide. This will consist of encasing sections of the beams in ultra-high performance concrete to provide strength, as well as protecting the steel from the elements in an effort to minimize future deterioration. After the structural steel repairs and strengthening of the bridge have been completed, the structural steel will be spot painted. The complete structure will not be painted. It is estimated approximately 10% of the structure will be spot painted. This is based on the latest inspection report. Beam ends at the bridge joints will be completely painted for a short distance to protect the steel from water leaking through the bridge joints. During final design, we'll be investigating replacing the sign structures just off of the bridge. These sign structures are beyond their service life and have safety concerns with the posts in the median not meeting standards. CHA will be investigating a new sign support structure that spans the complete highway, eliminating the need for a median post. On this slide, I would like to quickly touch on the highway geometrics of the bridge. As you can see, this bridge is heavily traveled with an ADT of around 54,000 for each bound. This bridge is a straight structure on a tangent. Minimal impact on the highway geometrics are anticipated as part of this project. A quick overview of the environmental concerns associated with this project. Since this portion of the Connecticut River is an environmentally sensitive area and an essential fish habitat, there will be in-water restrictions for construction. At this time, only anticipated in-water work will be concrete patching of the piers. We anticipate most of the concrete patching and steel repairs will be done from above. So any environmental impacts from this project are currently anticipated to be minimal. Related to the previous slide, the current preliminary list of anticipated permits for this project are the Connecticut DOT Flood Management General Permit, Army Corps of Engineers General Permit, Department of Energy and Environmental Protection Certificate of Permission and Inland Wetland General Permits, as well as the U.S. Coast Guard Construction and Deviation Letters. This slide gives a quick overview of the project impacts. Traffic impacts should be minimal, with shoulder closures for various repair work, as well as off-peak lane and shoulder closures for wearing surface replacement and concrete deck repairs. As stated on the previous slide, we will have minimal environmental impacts, as this project consists mostly of repair work. No right-of-way or utility impacts are currently anticipated. This is an overview of the preliminary schedule and estimated construction cost based on our study report. Advertising for this project is anticipated for the fall of 2022. Start of construction is anticipated for spring of 2023, and construction completion is anticipated for fall of 2025. The total estimated construction cost for this project is $38,700,000, with 90% of this being federal funds and 10% state funds. The cost and schedule are preliminary and subject to change as we begin the final design phase of this project. With that, this concludes the technical portion of this presentation.
Thank you, Ryan, for this great presentation. We are now ready to start the Q&A session of this event. Please feel free to send us your questions and comments. You can send us your questions by email to dotproject165-509@ct.gov or by phone to 860-944-1111 or by chat. The project team will be monitoring your questions and they will be answered in the order they are received. The comment period is open through May 23rd. So after tonight's meeting, if you have additional question that you want to ask, please send us an email or leave us a voicemail and we'll try our best to answer your questions. Also, please take a minute to complete the survey in the link shown. The survey will help us enhance the quality of these meetings in order to better serve you. In order to go to the survey, go to www.surveymonkey.com/r/9T2KQ3S. A report of this meeting will be prepared to include the overview of tonight's presentation and all the questions and answers. The report will be uploaded to the project webpage within a week. Thank you again for joining the meeting. All the information related to this project can be found in the project webpage in the following link, portal.ct.gov/DOT Windsor Blocks East Windsor 165-509. Please send us your questions through email to dotproject165-509@ct.gov. The phone number is 860-944-1111. For those who are watching us on YouTube, you can find a link to the project webpage, the email address, and the phone number in the project description. Let's see if we have any questions posted. Yes, we do have one question that came in. The questions, I'm gonna just read it out loud and Brian Cody will answer the question. So the question reads, you mentioned the bridge will be painted. What color will you paint the bridge?
Yes, Mez. So as we previously mentioned in the presentation, we will not be completely repainting this bridge. We will only be spot painting the bridge. The painting will happen at locations where the painting system is failing or where steel repairs need to be done. If you refer to this slide, you can see some of the areas of heavy rust, and you can see areas where the paint is chipping off, just as one example at one location. Our intention is to try and match the existing color of the structure as closely as possible. So
yes, thank you, Ryan, for the explanation. Yeah, I think we have another question that just came in from Jen. Will there be any lane closure throughout the duration of the project on I-91?
Yep, I can answer that one as well.
Yeah,
there will be some work items that will occur on the top side of the deck, which may require some temporary lane or shoulder closures on Interstate 91 northbound and southbound, depending on what work and what bound we're working on. No long-term lane closures are anticipated at this time. Additionally, off-peak lane and shoulder closures may be required. All this will be finalized during the final design of the project. You know, I mentioned off-peak. Off-peak means either night work or during times where people are not commuting.
Great, thank you, Ryan. And for those who are watching us on YouTube, you can call and leave a voicemail with your question. The phone number is 860-944-1111. You can also send us an email to dotproject165-509@ct.gov. Please send us your questions. We are here to answer those, and I would be happy to answer them. The more questions you have, the better informed you are, and we'll be happy to answer every single one of them. All right, thank you. Let's see if we have any other questions. All right, now so far we don't have any other questions, but for those who are watching us not only on YouTube or listening to us, you can at the end of this meeting you can fill the survey. We'll just post the link on the live event Q&A. You can just click on that, it takes you to the survey. For those who are listening, you can go to www.surveymonkey.com/r/92KQ3S. Are there any utilities impacted during the course of this project? Ryan, can you answer that, please? Thank you.
Yep. For this question, I'm going to go back to our typical section slide. As you can see, there is a 20-inch water main, which runs along the full length of the bridge. This water main is not anticipated to be impacted. Also, as part of this project, an IMS conduit will be added to the structure for future use. And it is not anticipated any utilities will be impacted on the local roads at this time.
Thank you, Ryan, for the explanation. I think we had another one just came in. So yeah, during your presentation, you mentioned that some bearings are being cleaned while others are being replaced. Why is that? Why not replace every single one of them? Yep.
I'll get into that a little bit. I'll need to discuss what a bearing is. I think that'll benefit the audience a little bit and how it interacts with the bridge. The bearings support the load of the bridge and distributes the load to the abutments and piers. Abutments and piers are obviously the large concrete structures holding up the bridge. There are two types of bearings on this bridge, fixed and expansion. Expansion bearings allow for bridge to move horizontally due to thermal movements, as well as rotate to live load traffic, while the fixed bearings only allow the rotations. The expansion bearings exhibit deterioration and are not allowing this horizontal movement due to thermal expansion, and therefore all need to be replaced to current standards. Generally speaking, the fixed bearings are not designed for the horizontal expansion in the bridge and are much simpler assemblies, which are much more easily to be rehabbed and don't need to be replaced necessarily. Replacement of the bridge bearings is complicated work and requires jacking and supporting of the entire bridge while the bearings are removed. So any bearings that can be reused is a significant cost savings to the project.
Great, thank you, Ryan.
Yep.
Just for those who are listening to us or watching us, Please note that the comment period is open through May 23rd. So even if you don't have any questions today, and you think of a question later on, you can send it to us by email or voicemail. The live event, obviously, you can't send it once it's closed, but you can always reach out to us by phone or email. So yeah, please send us your questions. Let me see if we have other questions here. All right, we just have another question that came in. I travel to work every day over the bridge, and it was recently repaved. Why are you proposing to repave again? Ryan, can you answer that?
Yeah, I can handle that one. Another great question. The bridge was resurfaced in 2017, which we mentioned earlier in the presentation, and I'm sure most people remember that work going on as it was somewhat recent. Resurfacing means just the top portion of the asphalt was removed by milling, and a thin layer was added to the top to improve the drivability of the interstate. We're requiring full depth replacement of the asphalt, also known as the wearing surface, in the replacement of a waterproof membrane, which will drastically increase the life of the existing deck. The waterproof membrane is a layer that, as stated, is waterproof. It sits on top of the concrete deck and just below the bituminous wearing surface, as well as the benefits of extending the surface life. When the wearing surface is removed, we'll have access to the existing deck to inspect the condition to better determine which areas need repair in the concrete deck.
Yes, great. Thank you, Ryan. So for everyone who's listening, you can find all these information about the project and even more on the project webpage. You can see, Jen, if you don't mind, can you post that again one more time? And it's portal.ct.gov/DOT Windsor Locks East Windsor 165-509. You have all the information and how to contact us in there. So please do and send us your questions. Let's see if we have other questions. Yes, we do have one more question here. So the question reads, so why are the light structure being replaced? They seem to be working in working condition when I drive over the bridge at night. Ryan, do you want to answer that?
Yep, again, I can address this one. There is no concern about the light pole functions. They are operating as they should. The main reason for replacing these lights is due to the proximity to the roadway. It has been an ongoing concern during the winter months that the plows are causing these light standards to break away and fall into the river. Our hope in offsetting these is to, further away from the curb line, is just to mitigate this issue.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Ryan, for that explanation. Yes, so any other questions, please send us your question. If you have any, we're here to answer them. So, all right, you can send us your question. You can call the phone number 860-944-1111 and leave a voicemail. When you do that, please mention the project number. It's easier for us to keep track. If you're sending us an email, it's dotproject165-509@ct.gov. All right, let's see if we have anything else. We'll go through the questions if we have any right in a second here. So yeah, again, the survey link is is just posted on the live event. If you're joining us through live event, if you're joining us through YouTube Live, go to the description. In there is a link to the web page. You click on that, and there is all the information needed in that web page, including the survey, the phone number, and the email. So please send us your questions if you have any. We'd be happy to answer them. I think there is another question that just came in. Will there be any lane closure at any point during the project on South Main Street or South Water Street below the bridge? Ryan, can you take that?
Yep, I can answer that. Below the bridge, the main work is going to consist of pier patching, bearing replacements, and steel strengthening. There may be some temporary shoulder and lane closures due to these operations. We're early on in the project, and this will be finalized during the final phase of the project.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. Another question, Ryan. Will this project require funds from the towns of East Windsor or Windsor Locks?
No, this project's funded 90% by federal funds and 10% by state funds. There'll be no local funds participating in this project from the various municipalities.
Yes, thank you, Ryan. All right, there is a question that says, why would you now repaint the entire steel structure at this point instead of spot paint? Ryan, do you want to take that?
Yep. The main reason for not repainting an entire structure like this is it's very expensive to do. We have to take off the old paint and then obviously repaint it, but that's not as easy as just scraping it and spraying a new coat on. Full containment of the structure is required, which means we have to encapsulate it to contain all the debris from paint removal and from painting of the structure. Structure of this size, it is just very, very expensive to do.
Yeah, and just to add to that, Ryan, the inspection reports, it shows that only about 10% of the paint is deficient, so there is no need to paint the rest of it. We're just wasting money there. So yeah, so 10% approximately spot paint. All right, so let's see if we have any more questions. If more questions come in, we'll answer them in the order they come in. For those who want to learn more about the project, you can always go to the project webpage, and there's a lot of information about the project. There are also some sample plan sheets you can take a look at. If you need more information, you can always contact us or email. Yeah, contact us through email or phone. I'll be happy to provide you with the answers. Let's see if I have. I think there is another question. Yeah. Will there be work performed on any nearby bridge during the construction period for this project? If so, any mitigation measure planned? Ryan, do you want to take that?
So there will not be any other work on other adjacent bridges. It is ideal if we can share, maintenance and protection of traffic plans across multiple bridges. In this case, we're not really impacting traffic too much, and there's nothing really that's on the radar at this point of adjacent bridges on 91. So as far as coordination with other projects, as we get the final design, we will be entering it into this project specifically into the DOT system in verifying, what other projects are in the area. But currently this is a solo preservation project on its own.
Yes, thank you, Ryan. Yeah, the DOT has like a map where you can see all the projects in construction, so it's easy to coordinate between the different teams and determine what project and that are going on at the same time. But thank you for the question. That's a great question. All right. Anything else? Any other information where we missed, Ryan?
Nope, I don't think so. Again, we're still at the preliminary design phase, and we'll be quickly moving into final design, and you know, hopefully getting into construction fairly soon.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And if someone has any question even later on, they can always reach out to us. You have the contact information in the project webpage, so you can always reach out to us and send us your comments, concerns, or obviously related to the project. So feel free to contact us at any time during this entire project, really. Do you think I'll give it a couple of minutes, Ryan, before we end it, or?
Yeah, I think I don't see anything rolling in from any other source. So
yeah.
Again, like Mez said, we're able to be contacted at any point, even after this live event has started. So you know, we'll be answering questions if we missed you tonight.
And you can always go to the webpage. You can find all the information in there. The webpage is portal.ct.gov/DOT Windsor Locks East Windsor 165-509. Yeah. And in there you can find the email and the phone number as well. Thank you very much for attending the meeting. Thank you for your questions. Again, if you think of a question later on, please send it to us. The comment period is open through May 23rd, so please send us your question before 23rd. That way we can move on to the next step of the project, which is going to be the final design of the project. So again, thank you everyone for attending the meeting. We appreciate your questions, and this is going to be a good improvement to the bridge itself, but also to the I-91 in general. Thank you very much.